G L E S.
Eagles! Eagles!
Say fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yo, that. You know who it is. You know what it is. Your boy Fully Fresh, a.k.a. The General. Also, a.k.a. your fourth. Yes, a fourth for the Better Bird podcast. Man, if you have not done it, make sure you hit that sub button right down there. Little bell right there. And also hit the like button, man. I appreciate it. The bell lets you know when I put up all this flavor. You get it first. Listen. I've really been racking my brain about this one. Not even gonna lie to y'all. Because to me, I don't know which one is more at fault here. You want to say, and if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, just check the title. Who is at more fault for this season? And also the last couple seasons, for when you look at it, man. Is it Howie Roseman or is it Doug Pederson? Because here's my thing. With this week, right? With this year, should I say. With this off season, should I say. When you look at it, Howie Roseman drafts Jalen Reagor, right? And I ain't got no problem with that. A lot of people saying you should have drafted Justin Jefferson. I feel as though we got the right one. Now, if you want to say we could have got Justin Jefferson, cool. I ain't got no problem with that. But who's to know if Reagor isn't over there in Minnesota that he's balling too? When you look at it, this scheme is not letting anybody ball. We don't know what these kids got. Quez Watkins, don't even want to bring him up. At least bring him up to Phil Punts instead of freaking Greg Ward. Are you freaking kidding me? What is Greg Ward giving you that says we should keep him back there? All he does is make sure Carson Wentz starts at his 10-yard line every single time. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. But once again, that goes in my video from yesterday. Is Doug trying to make Carson Wentz fail? Because when you look at it, why are you not using Reagor back there to fill punts? Why are you not bringing up a Quez Watkins? Why is Hightower, as soon as Alshon Jeffrey, after Hightower went 3 straight games with 50-yard plays, 3 straight games, check the tape, 3 straight games with 50-yard plays, and then you just basically benching. He basically gets 6% of the snaps because Alshon Jeffrey comes back. So when you look at it, then let's go to the defense. Let's go to a Davion Taylor, who, I mean, they said they drafted and he's a prospect or whatever the case may be. He's a developing player. Then why the hell do you draft him 3rd round? We're not even going to get into the 2nd round. I'm going to say that for later. So when you look at it, right, then you got your 4th round pick, Kayvon Wallace. You know what I mean? He was playing. I think he was held on his own. And he was coming into a groove until Will Parks came off an injury, who is now gone. So when you look at it, I felt as though Howie did a good job in this draft, and I still feel as though that. But the schemes, and they're not either the scheme isn't working for them, or they're not getting playing time. When you look at it, Driscoll, who I thought should be the right tackle, and I think he's going back to right tackle. When you look at it, he held it down when Lane Johnson got hurt. That's another draft pick. That's like a 7th round draft pick or 5th round draft pick, excuse me. So when you look at it, all our draft picks have an opportunity to contribute to the season, but coaching and scheme is not letting that happen. Either that or they're just not playing. You want to talk about other than the draft, the Hargrave situation of bringing in Will Parks and Will Parks not fitting the scheme, yada yada yada. Then we go to the 2nd round. See, this is where it gets dicey. This is where it's up in the air with me on whose fault it is the most. Because when you look at it, you can see that Doug wanted him. You see that Doug wanted him. Now, Jalen Hurts I'm talking about. You can see that Doug wanted him, how happy he was to get him, knowing that we had so many different holes in this team, knowing that you need a linebacker, knowing that you need a cornerback, whatever the case may be. Yeah, whatever it was you needed it, other than tight end for real when you look at it. We needed everything else other than tight end. And I wouldn't have went running back there neither. But when you look at it, man, who's really at fault here? Who's at fault for everything just going wrong? Who is at fault for these kids not playing? And it's looking like they don't have the talent. So let's go back. Let's go back to a guy like Sidney Jones, who had talent. We all knew he had talent. He couldn't stay on the field, but he's doing that for the for the Jaguars. Let's take a look at a dude, Rasul Douglas. You know what I mean? Who had the talent. I just thought he was playing out of scheme. You know what I mean? I would have tried him at safety, but who knows? But he's playing good over there at Carolina, even though he got barbecue chicken this last week. But still, he's playing good, and he's starting over there in Carolina. When you look at a guy, yes, I'm going to say his name. He is not... I'm going to call him AAA because when he played for the Eagles, that's who he was. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about Alligator Arms Aguilar. But he is not that over there playing. And I keep forgetting them because they changed their name. The Raiders. You know what I mean? The Vegas Raiders. He is not that for them when you look at it. This dude is being their best wide receiver. Once again, I feel as though it's scheme and also Mike Rowe being gone. Now, I had a problem with Mike Rowe being OC. But when we talk about wide receiver coach, I think he was it. I think he was the guy. I don't think that you should have got rid of him. You should have just downgraded him back to his original position. Because Nelson had his best, had his best year with this guy under there. For all the wide receivers did, when you look at it. When Mike Rowe was the OC, 2017, all the wide receivers, they was healthy. And they all had, good years. I mean, Torrey Smith was, you know what I mean? But still, this is when you got production out of your wide receivers. And then it's been wide receiver coach after wide receiver coach after wide receiver coach. And all of them are not training these guys right. Because when you look at Rhaegar does have the speed, but if they know the routes that you're running, and you're also not being taught to hand fight, you're just being taught by your wide receiver coach just to run through contact. Don't get your hands up. Don't do nothing. Don't get physical. And that's a problem I got. And that starts from the top. We're not aggressive. We're not an aggressive team. Even other than really the defensive line and Darius Slay and shout out to a couple of hits from Devion Taylor and Singleton and dudes like that. Other than that, man, we a soft team. We are reacting defense. You know what I mean? We don't have our wide receivers hand fighting. When you look at it, people can just run the ball on us sometimes, and when they get into that groove, it's just like they take the heart from the team. Man, when you look at it, man, start from the top to the bottom. But I want to know from y'all. Comment below. Let me know who's more at fault here with these young guys. Because is it that Howie didn't pick the right guys? But who knows if Justin Jefferson comes over here, or who knows if even if CeeDee Lamb comes over here and they're not being used right. To me, it's more scheme than it is what Howie Roseman has done. I'm not saying Howie Roseman has done a great job, but when you look at it, man, I don't know who can prosper in this scheme. I don't know what young kids can do, would need to be done in this scheme if they're not getting playing time to do so, number one. And if they are getting playing time, they're not schemed open, or a guy that they start balling and then an older guy comes in and just takes their spot back. I don't like that. You know what I mean? So, let me know what y'all think, man. Tomorrow I'm going to be going over that who's out of here. It's going to be the young versus the old, man. So tune into that video. Also, that's going to be do's and don'ts. So make sure y'all tune in, man. I'm still flying with the Eagles, man. Make sure y'all fly with me. Yo, that.